What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you an NFL trades video. Five guys who could be traded around draft time, sometime before, during, or after the draft. The big part of free agency is going. We saw some major trades happen, but I don't think it's done quite yet. Clearly, free agency is still going on. It's been quiet for a while. Some veteran guys who've been banged up, some young guys who haven't really panned out. They will find homes eventually, and also some more trades will happen eventually as well. So I have five names for you. Let's get into it. Also, some possible landing spots. No guarantee these guys I moved on from. No guarantee that these teams will trade for them. But I think there is a connection between some of these guys and certain teams and needs and fits and scheme fits. So let's get into it, guys. First off, someone who had probably the worst into a season. It's debatable, him or the Chiefs. The Chiefs getting whooped on by the Eagles, or Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, dang near in some people's eyes, single-handedly ended the Ravens season. Two bad plays, that goal line drop, I think a two-point conversion, and also that catch and fumble. Um, I I believe he had a bonus just kick in not too long ago. I still think he could be moved on from. Contract's pretty decent. Last year of his contract also. Two teams to me stand out. That's the Colts. They haven't made any moves at tight end yet, and I think their tight end room could be revamped. It looked like the Colts, and I said before on video, I'm loving what Chris Ballard is doing. He's on his last legs. Him and probably Shane Steichen. They're gonna go out with a bang. They made some good signings. I think trading for Mark Andrews and still doubling down, getting a Colston Loveland or a TJ Warren, a Tyler Warren, not TJ Warren, Tyler Warren from Penn State. I think that could be possible. They could really revamp their tight end room and gonna put it all in the quarterback's hands. So that being Richardson or that being what's his name, Daniel Jones. So I'm really liking that fit for the Colts. If not the Colts, look for New England Patriots. Sneaky, sneaky move. They have Hunter Henry still. We know Josh McDaniels is back with the Patriots. He loves his two tight end sets. That makes sense there as well. The Raiders, super long shot. I don't think it happens, but they are, supposedly wanting to trade Michael Mayer, who could be in this video, but he's not. But he'll be traded as well, most likely. He's a good tight end, good young guy. But if they want to flip him for Mark Andrews, that wouldn't be bad either. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not flipping a straight trade, but they move off of Mayer, then they bring on Andrews in a trade. That wouldn't be bad either. That would be trying to give Geno the most weapons possible. The Raiders don't really have a number one option as a receiver right now. So Bowers at the slot / tight end, Andrews as a true tight end, also can play a big slot role as well. That's not bad. That's definitely not bad. With Kobe Myers, Geno has some good weapons there. So the Colts, Patriots, and the Colts, Patriots, and the Raiders are sneaky fits for Mark Andrews. Broncos would be one, but they have Evan Ingram. Colts, the Commanders re-signed Zach Ertz, so they take those guys off the board for me personally. Next, you have DeAndre Swift. We already know, Ben Johnson does not, really bang with DeAndre Swift for whatever reason. Swift's a good running back, but we know, as we've seen in the Lions past, that when Ben Johnson doesn't want him, he's going to be gone. Ben Johnson now the head coach for the Chicago Bears. I believe Swift has 2 years left on his deal, just signed a 3-year free agency deal with the Bears last offseason. So we'll see what happens there. But I think the Raiders are a prime spot. They need a running back. And I myself even said in a couple of videos that no prediction, but the rumor out there is at 6, the Raiders might go Genty. There's no guarantee, though. They brought in Raheem Mostert. He's a backup at best to me now. The age, getting up there in the age, speed and the skill is still there, but he can't stay healthy. So I can't. For me personally, I would want a good back to pair with Mostert. It doesn't have to be a rookie. They could still draft. They have a new regime. A new regime now in Las Vegas, so they don't have to go with the guys they had last year. They have Mostert now. They can bring in a Swift or someone else I have on this list later, and then still go with a rookie. You never know. So a guy third, fourth round, and still have some good production there. So they don't have to go Genty at pick 6. It is a rumor, but that don't mean it has to happen. If not the Raiders, watch out for the Cleveland Browns. The Browns, no more Nick Chubb. That he's probably not going to return. I think Swift to the Browns as being their lead back would make sense as well. So those two teams to me make a lot of sense for a guy like DeAndre Swift. Needs the Patriots sneaky fit. Ramondre Stevens is still there, but he's not really. He's cool. Same as Swift. Neither one are great, but they are pretty solid. So I would like those two teams, um, Raiders and the Browns for DeAndre Swift. Now another running back. The guy said, I alluded to in the Swift talk. If they don't go Swift, they could go this guy. That's Kenneth Walker from the Seattle Seahawks. He's been on my radar for a while now, and I will say, I'm going to say it again. I was really early. I was a year and a half ago saying the Seattle Seahawks should tear it down. They finally did. Geno's gone. DK's gone. They brought in Cup. I've said this on video. I have it before he even got drafted. Zach Charbonnet is my guy, and Walker's good. I really hated that Zach Charbonnet went to the Seahawks. I said it on channel back then. Walker was supposed to be great. Hasn't quite lived up to production yet, especially the injuries. Missed 4 games the last couple years, and last year this season he missed, I believe, 6, if I'm not mistaken. Zach Charbonnet played very well in his absence. I would think Chip Kelly might want his former guy in Charbonnet if he were to call for a running back to the Seattle Seahawks. But I think the Seahawks might want to keep Zach and then let go of Kenneth Walker. And I think that makes the most sense. So Kenneth Walker to the Raiders or Kenneth Walker to the Browns if he is traded, to me makes a lot of sense. Very good back, has some skill, but guys stay healthy. So it's tough for the Raiders if they get Walker and Mostert, two guys who've been banged up lately. So, but Walker still has potential, still pretty young. So I like that move a lot there. Next up, cornerback for the Buccaneers, Jamel Dean. He's been on my list for a while now. The rumor been out for a minute that the Bucs want to get off of him. I think the Bills, to me, make the most sense here. Dean's been pretty good. Not great lately. Signed an extension not too long ago. But I just think his time has run out. I've always remembered Dean and Carlton Davis Davis in his Bucks days when they were with Tom Brady. That was their prime, in my opinion. Ever since then, Davis hasn't really been great and can't really stay. He's been good, not great, and can't stay healthy. Same for Jamel Dean. Been good, not great. Even back then, he wasn't really the greatest, but he was solid. I think Dean's course has ran. His time has ran with the Buccaneers. I think he'll be released or traded at some point. If he is traded, I would like the Buffalo Bills to get him. Makes sense there. They haven't brought back Rasul Douglas yet. They signed Dane Jackson, who's a career backup for the most part, a career spot guy, not really known as a starter. So bringing in Dean, maybe Dane might get a lot more playing or get more playing time, and then still they trade Elam as well. They might go in the draft and get a corner as well. So I think that makes a lot of sense for the Buffalo Bills. That's 4. You have Mark Andrews, you have DeAndre Swift, you have Kenneth Walker, you have Jamel Dean. Last on this list, and the biggest name probably, uh, George Pickens. I've said it for a while. I'm gonna say it again. I did not love the DK Metcalf move. Now it can work out clearly with having DK and George, but you don't have the quarterback to do so. No matter who you get this year, Aaron Rodgers, Russell, bring Russ back, Shador, you trade up for Cam somehow. Like no matter Jackson Dart, no matter who you get at quarterback, you can't convince me right now that DK signed a 5-year extension that George will sign one too, and they both stay there long term. I just don't see it. I don't see it, man. So um, I think George has really outstayed his welcome. The way he's been acting off the field, on sideline, not really, well, on the field too. Talented guy, but a new change of scenery could help him out some. I have 2 spots for him. I did a video on it just maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. George Pickens to the Packers for Romeo Dobbs. Literally a day or two after the DK news happened, I did an instant reaction to it. I think a YouTube short maybe. And then I did a long form video, George Pickens to the Packers for Romeo Dobbs. Straight up, that makes sense. Straight up trade Dobbs to the Steelers. Dobbs had his issues with the Packers as well. He wants to be a number one guy. Can't be that in Pittsburgh, but he can be like a 1B because DK gives you limited route tree. Dobbs can do everything. So it's kind of the same like it was in Green Bay if Dobbs were to go, but kind of different because DK is the bigger threat, but Dobbs will get more open. So that'll be my thing. Dobbs. No one really takes the pressure off of Dobbs as far as getting like the top guy in my opinion. So if Dobbs goes to Pittsburgh, he'll be the 1B, the Robin to DK's Batman. But that don't mean he can't be a heck of a Robin and might look like Batman at certain points. So I like Dobbs to the Packers. Excuse me, Dobbs to the Steelers, Pickens to the Packers. I think that makes sense for both parties. If not that happen, if that doesn't happen, I like Pickens to the Titans. They've been trying to get a big body guy for a while. They tried Treylon Burks and they had AJ Brown. We know that they had him. They just let him go. But they tried Treylon Burks. They had Hopkins. Neither one worked out. They still have Calvin Ridley now, going to his second year with the franchise. No more Westbrook. He's now with the Dolphins, I believe. So they need some receiver help. I wouldn't mind seeing George Pickens, Calvin Ridley going there with Cam Ward possibly. That makes sense there. Pickens can be the true number one. Calvin getting up there. I think Calvin should be post 30 now, so or pushing 30. So really the number two, strong number two. Pickens number one. You have a new quarterback in Cal Ward. Excuse me, Cam Ward. That to me makes a lot of sense there. So we'll see what happens, guys. But those are 5 names I like a lot. More names that could be on this list, but I left off. You have Jack Jones from the Raiders. You have, let's see my list here. I didn't add on the list. Jack Jones from the Raiders make a lot of sense. Um, let's see who else I have here. Jack Jones, Will Levis, very possible. Don't know where he will go though. Bryce Huff. I did a video on Bryce Huff as well. So check that out a while ago. Bryce Huff to my Falcons. We have Jeff Ulbrich, former Jets, can't even talk. Former Jets interim coach, former Jets defensive line coach, if I'm not mistaken, or D coordinator or whatever he was. And Bryce Huff flourished under him and also Robert Saleh. So either Bryce Huff going to the Falcons or Bryce Huff going to the Niners makes sense there. They need both need pass rush. Brandon Ayuk, he's on my list. I don't think he gets traded though, so I didn't want to add him. But if I did, the Chargers made the most sense for me. But yeah, that's really it. A couple more guys, but yeah, Will Levis, Jack Jones. Um, what did I just say? Will Levis, Jack Jones, and Bryce Huff are my honorable mentions. Brandon Ayuk, a long, long, long shot, but it is possible. Maybe next year he could be moved on from. But that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.